Hello and welcome to this tutorial on how I make my palm trees. I just finished my barn on my latest video, and since I made this palm tree, I decided, you know what, I could make this kind of like a tutorial video on just to show because of how I recorded already. I thought it looked nice. And this is a very big palm tree. It's very tall, as you can see. So I'm going with really big fake leaves because of its size. That is something you have to take into consideration when you're making palm trees, like making the leaves of the size that I'm making on a small palm tree wouldn't look nice. But in general, when making palm tree leaves, you want to have this arch of the leaf going up and then down to give it that characteristic look of the palm tree leaves. I should also note that I like using the jungle wood logs and the jungle leaves for this because of the texture. I think it's more fitting to a palm tree than the other options we have in game. And add some variation on how you end. This one has three going down, this one has two, doesn't have a block connecting them. This one has two and a block connecting, two and without one. You can also do this with the height if you wish. Okay. Right here. Here it's 4 blocks. Three. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna make this. Just to, make it a bit different from each other. And that's what I like to do here. And this is, since this is a big tree, I really like how the glowberries look because they grow a lot, and just the palm tree is so tall, you don't have to worry about the height of the vines. Then diagonal ones are trickier to make, in my opinion. Because it requires you to place a lot of blocks to get the one that you want, say. Yeah. A lot of this. You can kind of see what is the goal here. You want to make a diagonal line both sides. Like a cross almost. And then from here you can start sloping down. Once again, you can kind of choose how much you want to go. If you want to go like 2, if you want to go 3, if you want to go 4. Of course, you gotta consider the size of the palm tree. Like, this is a big one, so it makes sense to have like 3 or 4 blocks on a sequence. But I find that for smaller palm trees, it's better to use like 1 or even 2, depending. Don't forget to break this first block connecting it. I find that when you connect blocks from under them, it looks a lot better when doing palm tree leaves than when you connect them from above, because the leaves are always going down. So it's like a staircase and you're making the steps going down. So now we go. For a palm tree this big, I usually go like 2 to 3 sequences of this sloping down of the stacks of blocks to make the leaves. With smaller palm trees, I usually go 1 sequence or 2. That is enough to give the arch that you need to look like a palm tree. Now, if you want your leaves to have an even bigger arch, what you're gonna do is like get the first blocks on the top, like the first part of the leaf, and make it higher. Stack it twice or 3 times, and then slope down from it. I mean, it is pretty confusing when you do it the first time. I know it took me a lot of like figuring out how to place the blocks in this way, because there's a lot of placing and breaking, and the positioning of the blocks, it's really kind of clunky. It's very different from regular trees. And even now, I still sometimes look at them and I'm like, not sure I like it. But they look like regular palm trees. It looks even better in the distance. Trust me on this. You see the crown of palm trees. And to have this lower part over here, and then the leaves branching out now. I like to go around and take a look and keep adding things, because the idea of having each leaf kind of unique, like they're not exactly symmetrical, I think it looks better than if I try to make it too symmetrical, you know? You could also add more leaves on top of these ones, just make it more arched from above, and just don't make those too droopy, don't make them too long, otherwise it looks kind of bad. Hmm. Oh, yes. Yes. That made it better. Yeah, made it better. You see, here's the thing. I've tried to build palm trees, like filling this area with leaves. It does not look good. It makes them look very chunky and blocky and heavy, kind of like that, the acacia trees, and that does not look like a palm tree at all. It doesn't work. So having these spaces here, in my opinion, they're pretty good. Mm, yeah, it's not gonna do a thing actually. So the second row here of logs, this one's I only do for the bigger palm trees, otherwise I just stop here. Like one log, one fence, or even just going like fence and log. Like see, if you begin to fill the spaces, it begins to look kind of weird. It loses the palm tree shape, in my opinion. I mean, for my taste. You're free to do as you wish and make palm leaves as you wish. Okay, for this one, I'm pretty satisfied with how it turned out. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, let me know in the comments. Bye!